Hi guys, it's Cara. Welcome to the Rambutina channel. Today I have a bucket hat crochet along / tutorial. I've already made 4 simple granny squares with 5 rows alternating the colours. Here is my colour scheme. It's very 70s inspired with a brown border, but you can choose to make a bucket hat any colour you like. I think a solid colour one would look really nice. It's a good base and a simple pattern that you can customise. I'm using a 4.5mm hook with a variety of DK yarn. So you want to start with a slip knot, chain up 4, slip stitch into the very first chain to create a loop. I much prefer this method to a magic ring as they can come undone in the washing machine, and I feel it's just a lot sturdier doing the chain 4 and slip stitch. Then I start with a beginning double crochet right inside that loop. A beginning double crochet is a single crochet and chain 1, then you want to continue the pattern by doing 2 more double crochets to make 3, chain 2 for your corner, another 3 double crochet, 2 chains for the corner until you've got 4 clusters of 3 double crochets. Because the first 2 rows are using the same colour, when I go to slip stitch into the beginning double crochet, you want to do a single crochet instead and then a chain up, so another beginning double crochet. With normal granny squares you would chain 2 to make up for the chain space in between, however I wanted the gaps to be a bit smaller so I skipped the chain in between, so you just want to jump into the next corner and make your 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets into the same corner, and here you can see I accidentally chained 1 because it's just a habit, so I had to undo that, go into the next corner, chain, 3 double crochets. So yeah, remember to not do chain 1s in between your clusters, only 2 chains when you're doing a corner. When you get to the last corner you want to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, then only 2 double crochets as you have your beginning double crochet as the 3rd double crochet. You want to slip stitch into the top of that beginning double crochet and chain 1 and cut your yarn. I always weave my ends a little bit before I move on to the next colour, just to tuck them away and so I remember to stitch over the top of them. For the 3rd round you want to grab another colour, make a slip knot and join to the granny square with a beginning double crochet. Crochet another 2 double crochets in that same space. Remember to not chain 1 in between and jump straight into the next corner. When you get to your last corner, you just want to slip stitch straight into that beginning double crochet at the start, and then chain one, cut your yarn and weave in your ends. And for the last 2 rounds, you want to grab your last colour and do the same as before when joining the yellow. Make a slip knot, join your yarn to the square using a beginning double crochet, then do another 2 double crochets, don't chain one, jump straight into that corner again. And when you come back around, you want to make a beginning double crochet instead of a slip stitch on top of the previous beginning double crochet, then go into the next space to make a 3 double crochet cluster. Here's how I'm going to stitch them together. So I'm going to start off with the middle one and do a row of granny square around that one using my joining colour, which is this nice dark brown colour. And then I'm going to take these and, well, take one, attach it to here. So it'll just be 2 joined to start off with. And then when I join this one, I will join up here, but also join these together like this. So it shall form the bucket hat shape. Another thing to note, this blue colour and this beige colour are a teeny bit thicker than the rest of the DK weight, so I've decided to use a 4mm hook with these two, just so that my gauge is more even, because you can see both the blue and the beige. With the beige I just kept it at the 4.5, and then I realised when I got to the blue that it was coming out so much bigger, so I've just left it so you can kind of see the difference. It's a teeny tiny bit bigger, but that doesn't really matter because I've got that one in the middle anyway. But yeah, I'm going to be making a matching dress to this, so that will be a note for when I'm making that to use the smaller hook just for those 2 colours, just so it's more even. Yeah, so I'm going to start this middle one and I'll show you how it goes. Okay, so I have stitched these 2 together and I'm now going to join this one, and how I will join it is here, but also, it's hard to show, also here, so there and there, and I'll show you what that looks like. So you can see I take the brown yarn, do the exact same thing again where I join it to the granny square, then I've started in the corner, done 3 double crochets, chain 1, then you want to slip stitch to the opposite granny square's corner, chain 1 again and do another 3 double crochets into that corner space. I have included this, step-by-step tutorial how to join granny squares in a few of my videos now, but here's a close-up on how I do it. You can kind of follow along to the video. You can kind of see the shape it's forming. Okay, so now I'm going to attach this pink one along here, and then this side will attach to this side. So you're kind of making a box, like a cube, sorry. So I'm going to be putting it like that. If I flatten it like that. Like that. So I'm on my last granny square and I'm going to join all 3 corners. So this one to this one, top and the left. So yeah. And you want to start joining on this square first. So yeah, I'm joining onto that right one first, then the top, then the left. Because with all the other ones I joined to the top granny square first, like the one that sits on top of the head, this one. But for this one, for the last one, you have to join it to the right square. Ooh, thunder. So we get into the corner, do 3 double crochets, then you chain 1, slip stitch into that gap, chain 1 again, and then 3 back into here. Okay, so we are on the last step now, the frilly trim at the bottom, which really brings the whole piece together. There are so many ways you can do a frilly edge, and it took me a few trial and errors to get the pattern I liked. I used extended double crochets, which is when you do yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through the last 2. I placed 3 of these extended double crochets into each stitch, which creates this ruffled texture. When using an extended double crochet, I started with a beginning triple crochet, which is a single crochet and chain 2 to match the height. And there you have it, a 70s inspired crochet bucket hat. Here's Tina modelling her hat. It's nice and roomy, so not too tight and looking very groovy. Thank you so much for watching my tutorial. I hope it was helpful, and if you make one using my pattern, please let us know. You can tag us on Instagram, all my info is in the description below. I really enjoy making tutorials. Well, they're more like crochet alongs as I make up the pattern as I go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks again for subscribing. I'm currently holding a giveaway with the lovely Emily over on her Instagram, which is @novaandme.x. The link will be down below, so please enter our giveaway to win a custom pair of baby sandals or bunny booties.